I'm here at the National Waterways Museum in Ellesmere Port, and I'm going to go and see something now that's right up my street. It's a Tangye engine, so this is going to be exciting. Hi, Alec. Craig.
Hi mate, you alright?
Yeah. So, I believe this engine is not working properly.
So it's a Tangye field pump. It was used to pump out for drainage, pump out fields that had flooded or things of that nature. It's been at the museum for about 40 years now, running static. And a few years ago, the last few years, it had developed a knock as it was running. Finally, just over a year ago, we stopped it, we took out the bearings. Nobody had ever been able to figure out what was wrong with it exactly. And we took the bearings out, the original white metal bearings, and found that they were completely worn.
You should have given me a shout. I could have come and had a look for you. Is this engine of any sort of importance, or is it just a standard sort of production engine?
At the time that it was made, it was a fairly standard production engine, but as far as we know, it's the last of its type remaining. There is a museum I think it's in Lancashire, that has quite a few Tangye engines, but it doesn't have one of these. And we've done a fair bit of research since the bearings failed and we had to start this kind of conservation project on it. We've done a fair bit of research, and it is quite significant as one of the last of its type left.
And would this, I know this is a sort of question that you weren't around at the time when this was made, but is this sort of engine that would have been transported to a field or somewhere, or would it have been a static thing? Would it have been built into a building?
It would have been built into a building.
Right.
Yeah. It wouldn't have been moved. It was quite an effort to move that.
Yeah. I can imagine looking at this thing just being on some sort of trailer being pulled along by a traction engine.
I think it was only made in the 30s or the 40s. I can't remember off the top of my head, but it was relatively late.
Right.
Sort of post-traction engine period,
right, so,
really.
But even looking at it, you would think it was
exactly
Victorian, the turn of the century sort of thing.
Exactly, and to be honest, that's one of the things that makes it so important to the museum specifically, because aesthetically it's just so pleasing, and it's probably the most impressive engine in here. When it's running, it sounds great, it looks great. It's not, the Canal River Trust collection is, you kind of think of it as just around canal boats. If there's engines, then they're from a boat or a lock mechanism or something like that. So it's not a really obvious thing to be in our collection, but one of the things that makes it so important is its kind of aesthetic appeal. This is one of my favourite rooms. I like coming in here. I like the smell. The smell. As soon as you walk in, the smell hits you, and it just conjures up that sort of, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's a smell of fuel and oil and lubricants and everything else. It's just magical to me, that sort of smell. But I'd love, if you're going to be doing any work on it, give me a shout. I'll come down and give you a hand. Yeah, definitely, 100%.
Well, I'm going to bring my camp bed. I'm going to put it down in here because I love this room that much. But in all honesty, thank you for all the helpful information. It's been really interesting. And I'm going to hold you to that you're going to ring me when the parts come, because I will come and give you a hand.
We definitely will.
All right, thank you. All right,
welcome.
See you then.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
A wonderful place this is, and it wouldn't be the same without the volunteers. This whole place relies on its volunteers, and what a lot of people don't realise is that the Canal and River Trust is a charity. Now, I don't know about you, but I will certainly be coming back.